The Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulation, SFDR, contains principal adverse indicators that must be disclosed for every investment. At the same time, the principal adverse indicators are a valuable component in making the fund Article 9 compliant and thus highlighting the fund's sustainable objectives. When screening new investment opportunities, there's often not enough time to deal in detail with the requirements of the PAIs. Rather, it is a matter of quickly pre-selecting the opportunities to subject the most promising candidates to a thorough due diligence. To accelerate this process, Sustainaccount has developed a clear tool for PAI screening of infrastructure investments. Analysts use the PAI Screener to evaluate every new investment opportunity efficiently and comprehensively with regards to the principal adverse indicators. This means that analysts can already during the screening phase take SFDR into account and select the most promising investment targets much more quickly. The Sustainaccount PAI Screener consists of a cockpit, screening sheet, and a sheet for further inputs for the later due diligence. First of all, the sector and subsector of the new investment target are selected in the cockpit. For example, wind power projects, solar projects, storage power plants, and run-of-river power plants are currently available in the energy infrastructure sector. In addition to energy infrastructure, projects in the sectors of transport, circular economy, and digital infrastructure can be currently selected. Individual list of principal adverse indicators is compiled for each project type and displayed in the screening worksheet. In case of wind power projects, there are currently 6 questions. In the next step, these questions can be answered by the analysts. The screening workshop now shows a list of the indicators and associated metrics that should be examined in the screening. For each indicator, a specific question is asked and a description is given. Analysts can choose whether they consider the project fully sustainable, partially sustainable, or unsustainable based on this indicator. Optionally, a comment can be entered. In case of wind power projects, a relevant indicator in the screening is whether the project company is also active in the context of fossil fuels. Most often, this can be determined by a quick review of the ownership of the project. In this example, the first 5 questions are SFDR's principal adverse indicators. The 6th entry asks another question the wind project investor should pose himself or herself regardless of the PAIs. It is about whether local stakeholders have been sufficiently involved in the development of wind farm project. If this is not the case, there may be conflicts of interest that affect the reputation of the investor or even result in legal proceedings. Of course, these 5 questions are not all mandatory PAIs of the SFDR. However, it is those that appear most relevant in the screening for the selected subsector. The remaining mandatory PAIs are given in the next step, further due diligence input. This list contains the remaining mandatory PAIs. As a rationale, it is stated why a principal adverse indicator does not play a role in the screening itself, or that the question should be simply examined in the essential due diligence. This can also be commented accordingly. After evaluating the most important questions, the result is displayed in the cockpit. Analysts receive a clear score and can therefore conclude the examined investment target in the further shortlist or exclude it based on the screening. If you would like to try the Sustainaccount PAI Screener in your infrastructure investment process, please do not hesitate to contact us. If you also register at sustainaccount.com/PAI Screener, we will keep you up to date on the latest developments in the PAI Screener. Happy to talk with you.